him. Yeah. Do I look like a gamer girl?
I was literally just about to say I feel so embarrassed. I don't have a mic. I got these. I got the cans.
No, you look great.
I wish I could. I'm literally in a garage. Like, I was like, I thought to text you, like, I knew it was visual, but I didn't put that together.
Okay.
I literally did my makeup with this clown makeup palette.
That's amazing. I mean, you look great.
No.
I just want to start off by saying that I'm obsessed with you.
Well, that's what you said on the podcast that my cool cousins found out about.
Yeah, wait, what's the deal with your cousins? Tell me more about are they girls? Are they boys?
No,
are they old?
They're like really cute girls, like who are in a state school sorority, and they're like really popular. And like my entire family, like they're very supportive. They know I'm a comedian, but it's like they don't really know how I'm like surviving or if I have any future. And they were like, oh wait, well, she was mentioned on Ali Makovsky's podcast, so.
Oh my God, that's crazy. No. Because when you texted me that yesterday, obviously I was so stoked to get a text from you. First off, I want to start by saying that. And then secondly, it's always nice to know that not only do I have female fans out there, but that they're hot and cool.
They're so cute. They're like, wait, she said that, like, I'm like, wait, how do you guys know about Allie?
Yeah, that was going to be my follow-up question is how do these hot sorority girls know about Allie Mack?
She loves pop. Okay, so they said blah 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 blah. My friend Mel, my cousin Anna, shout out to Mel.
Big shout out to Mel.
Podcasts. She loves podcasts, and she saw you in Indiana. Did you perform in Indiana?
Literally never been to Indiana in my entire life.
Are you? Everyone loves seeing stand-up comedy shows in Indiana.
That's
maybe
crazy.
She didn't see you she just said she's an Indiana resident familiar with both you and Allie. So I just assumed that meant she had seen you in Indiana.
Interesting.
The Comedy Attic or somewhere classic.
But if your cousins are like cool and young, aren't they like obsessed with you? Because I feel like cool young girls love you.
They think I'm cool, but everyone is mystified as to what's going to become. Like, I can only do this, and it's not going to be cute
forever.
When I'm like 39.
Yes, right. It is. Says who? Why is there?
I need a job. If you could see, I'm in a 2-car garage right now.
Whoa, that's a big brag. That's better than a 1-car garage.
Oh no! Wait, where are you? Seemingly, you're at your.
At this
house?
moment, no.
This is not your parents' house.
No.
You have a pillow that says Christmas time on it.
So I don't take any ownership over these pillows. I want to make that very clear. None of these are my pillows or my idea. I was bamboozled last week walking into the podcast room, seeing the Christmas decorations. 0 menorahs in this house, even though the homeowner is Jewish.
You're in a podcast house.
It's kind of like the hype house for TikTok, but podcast, and it's only me. There's no one else.
It's amazing.
The Anthony who helps me with the podcast producer for the pod.
Anthony.
He's not even in the room right now. Like, this could literally not be recording, and maybe none of the audio's picking up, but
I see a little. Do I sound okay?
I mean, who knows? Anthony, we don't know. We're gonna find out once we're editing, I guess. I hope you sound fine. What if we do? What?
My studio mate, if I may say so myself, walks in with a bagel with cream cheese and egg on it.
For you or just to like show you?
No. Allie goes,
sweet.
Is that for you or just to show you? I go, it's for me. Wait, what did I do to deserve that?
You got me a bagel the other day.
Did I? No, I didn't. It was closed.
Wait, this is so cute.
Well, I guess you did nothing.
I wish I could turn my computer around, but this entire system would crumble.
Oh, wow. Okay. So your studio mate, aka domestic partner, aka gamer boy.
Actually, he is a gamer boy. So you've never met my boyfriend yet,
Also asthmatic, which is why you're not in person doing this.
right. Well, boyfriend diabetic.
Oh, diabetic.
Am
I
I
thought it
the
was
only-
asthmatic.
No, it's like real. It's not fake. Am I the only person? Is everyone? Is this recording? This is recording.
We don't
You
start the
watch-
podcast until like an hour later. I just like to like really warm
You're
up to it.
massaging the situation. I famously live around the corner from you with my diabetic boyfriend. Saw you on the loose in person and literally wanted to hug you, embrace you, but I am still stricken with fear because at any moment I could kill my diabetic boyfriend.
Yeah, and we don't want to do that yet.
No, we don't want to do that yet. We'll wait till we're married with children, which I'm obviously not doing.
Wait until there's like something to get out of it. Like if he like somehow comes into like a lot of money or runs his own bagel company, then you could be like, you know, the face of that.
When do you do a life insurance policy?
I don't know. I would say I mean, it depends on how risky your lifestyle is. Like if you're going crazy, I would say 30.
Well,
but I think
skater Allie Mack, you're gonna be grinding the rails. You better get that life insurance policy.
I'm not shredding that hard.
I worry. You look like you're shredding hard.
I guess I'm a good actress.
What can you do a trick?
I can do 2 tricks. I can do an ollie and a shove it.
A shove it?
Yeah.
Such a rude.
Skate lingo is so offensive and rude and like disgusting.
What is I can't even imagine what a shove it just sounds violent.
All of it is like the same to me. It's like in some way or another your board is moving in a different way. Like I'll be skating and the guys will be like, I'm gonna do a blunt nose heel flip, and I'm like,
yeah,
have fun. But I kind of I've slowed down on the skating thing, but I want to get hold on. Enough about me and skating.
Okay.
I'm hardly a skater. Okay, so yesterday you text me about your cool hot cousins.
Yes.
They love me, which is so cool.
They love you.
It's
you're famous.
Wow. But
I would say you're famous.
Okay. Well, do you know your ratio of followers on Instagram? Because mine is predominantly males in their 30s.
It's hideously disgusting. Mine's like 80% men who are 35.
Wait, that makes me feel so much better because I'm like, I want to have like a Sarah demographic, you know? Because I feel like men like you, women like you, and everyone likes you. Animals love you.
I wish more women liked me. I fully my demographic is like men who alcoholic, like older, like Grateful Dead dads who want to consume me.
Are you a Grateful Dead head?
I do like the Grateful Dead, and mostly I love the Grateful Dead lifestyle. I respect Grateful Dead lifestyle.
Likewise. I think I've made too many aesthetic Grateful Dead choices in terms of like merch and...
I mean, do I have a Grateful Dead poster in my house? Of course, I have the Bears in my house. Yeah.
I mean, the Bears are beautiful. They look good. They're funky.
It's one love. It's the, you know, being a deadhead is like appreciating like a DIY lot lifestyle.
Yeah.
Studio mate Ben laughing at me.
I think people think that I'm much more into the Dead than I am, and I'm like, I just like the merch and the music, but I could not name over 2 songs.
I like the music, but everyone loses me with like the live sessions. Like I can't really stomach 3 hours of guitar noodling completely, but I can appreciate. And I hate Fish. I draw the line at Fish. Garbage.
Whoa.
I know.
Why?
It's like dorky. Like it's in my head. It's like ska almost. Sometimes it's just like. I also have like mental associations with like the Jewish frat boys I grew up with, like doing Molly at Fish concerts, and it's like I can't. It's just not. I love old hippies.
I feel like Fish is the Nickelback of like the lot lizard culture.
Absolutely.
They just get so much shit. And I wanted to like be a part of that and be like, yeah, fuck Fish. And I remember one day I was working at a restaurant and I had Spotify on shuffle and a song came on and I was like, oh, what is this? This is good. And I looked and it was Fish and I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh no. And then I kept shuffling the playlist and another song came on that I liked. And I was like, Fish me once, shame on me. Fish me twice. I got to go to a Fish concert.
You're a Trey head now. When Trey Anastasio is noodling, you're that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
Lot lizard. I keep it lot lizard lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Allie Mac got dosed at the Fish concert.
Yeah. Do people think you're like what do you think people's impressions of you are that don't know you? Because a lot of people think that I'm like a stoner and I don't smoke weed at all. Like what? Like, what do people think about you when they don't know you?
Well, people think I'm like trippy crazy. Like, whoa, like what, how much did you smoke? Whoa. I literally, at this point, especially in quarantine, I'm like fully straight edge. Not straight edge lifestyle. I can't drink because I'm Jewish and I get diarrhea. I can't smoke weed anymore because I'm too Jewish and neurotic. And all the other drugs aren't good either.
So it all goes back to you being Jewish.
Yeah, it's very Jewish.
Yeah.
Like, Jews are just too sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm half Jewish. And so are you one of those people who, if I tell you that I'm half Jewish and then you go, oh, on what side? And I say my dad's side, are you the type of person who goes, you're not Jewish?
Oh, I'm even worse. I'm like, oh, you're only half.
It pisses me off so much.
Well, I'm from Long Island, and anytime I say I'm from New York, people are like, so you're not really from New York. Like, where do you come up with this stuff?
Yeah, that's like when I say I'm from Long Beach, which is like technically LA County, and people are like, yeah, but you're not from LA. Like, don't claim it.
Oh my God, Long Beach is so LA. Are they kidding me? It's like, that's so LA.
Oh yeah, whatever. There's haters everywhere.
That's true.
I feel like you've been having I shouldn't say a great time in quarantine, but I feel like you've been, should I say, making it your bitch?
Oh my God, dude, I was literally thinking the same thing about you. I was just feeling self-conscious, actually, that you were like having more of a real life than I have been cucked by quarantine. I will own that, and that's my choice. Yeah. But it's like, I feel like you're freaking rocking it. I am still living from a place of fear. You're skateboarding.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying that either are good or not good, you know? You know what I appreciate, though? When I did see you out and about, I know that you're pretty scared about COVID, which is completely fair and understandable, but you weren't like I know someone who freaked out. This dude that I know was super scared of COVID and then felt guilty not being at the BLM marches. So he went out, saw one of his friends, and his friend was about to like give him a hug, and he was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get back. Oh, so God. I was happy that I got to see you and enjoy my time with you and not feel like a terrible super spreader person.
No, I can be normal. I just am like, I feel like it would be different if my boyfriend wasn't diabetic. But I was feeling okay in COVID. I was like, oh my God, my mind palace is so vast that I don't need the outside world. I can be living in my little, that lasted like 1 month. Yeah. And now I'm at the phase of like grief where I feel completely robbed by this pandemic.
Absolutely. I'm kind of there. Like 2 weeks ago or last week, I was feeling super sad girl and like, what's going to happen? But I mean, in the sense of like, you're doing your live streaming shows, which are like incredible. And I feel like you figured out a way to make it like fun and potentially like a thing that seems like a fun reality that's not like forced.
I hope, because the pandemic hit and then we were like, oh God. And so then we were just doing all these live stream fundraisers for like all these like, you know, DSA endorsed candidates in California and all these like DSA causes, like raising money for people who don't get stimulus checks and raising money for people on rent strike and all this stuff. And it just helps me feel, you know, I feel like I'm being helpful, even though it's like the comedian's version of being helpful. Like, you know, it's not like I'm scared of COVID, so I'm not out in the streets like handing out water bottles to people who need it. I'm like at home throwing comedy shows to raise money. So it feels like the least I can do, but also it's just like hard to feel motivated to do anything. So when I feel like I have the pressure of like, okay, we're raising money for people on rent strike, this is like a reason to get out of bed and do a comedy show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like that's probably better than just being like, I gotta get another set in, so I'll just do this live stream to just like work on this new stuff.
I can't, and I'm not even doing stand-up on the live streams because it's like, oh my God, I can't imagine what is it like doing stand-up right now? Is it weird at the live shows?
Honestly, like doing the live shows, it's not that weird.
Right.
Like obviously it's different. Like people are spread out, they're wearing the masks. It's all pretty much outdoors and stuff, and so it has a different feel. But I think like starting stand up in LA, you're used to doing outdoor shows.
And just weird shows in general. It's like I'm used to talking to an empty room where maybe there's one person like all the way in the back.
Yeah, so I feel like it's nice. I'm not a huge fan of doing the Zoom shows, but I feel like yours is a way of doing it in a fun way. Do you pre-record people's?
So what we've been doing is like, let's say we did a live stream fundraiser with DSA. It was called the Stimulus Solidarity Fundraiser. That was raising money for people who are working, mostly like undocumented people who didn't get the $1,200 stimulus checks. And so we would raise, I think there was like 100 people on a waiting list and they all got $1,200 checks. It was like a larger like fundraising campaign, but we helped like a little bit.
That's amazing.
So that felt like, I'm like, okay, I can like, you know, this is the one thing I can do. I can get myself to do comedy for this. And then some people like were doing stand up in front of a Zoom camera. And then most people are just like, why don't I just take this opportunity to make like a video moment? Yeah. And so then the show would be like some comedians doing like we have Lorelai Ramirez just took a video of themselves walking around Bushwick with like a bag of cookies and like feeding it to pigeons. And it's like, we have like that freaky performance art. Yeah. So like we had this girl that I'm obsessed with, Naomi Drome, who's a stripper, like do a performance art strip play pre-recorded on Zoom, where she was like pole dancing in front of a green screen that had like animations on it. And it was just like whole like, it was just awesome. And then we'll have like bands playing stuff. So it doesn't feel like you're sitting on Zoom and there's just people being like, so dating's weird. I feel like people have definitely embraced the like everything being online format. Yeah. Anthony's hammering something.
I know. What was that? Was that on our end? Yeah. Oh my God, maybe Anthony has ghosts.
Wait, Anthony, did I make fun of your pillows? I'm sorry, Anthony.
I don't know who got the pillows. Did you buy the pillows, Anthony? No, someone else in the house bought the pillows, and then they were just here. Normally, they're like pink pillows and like patterned pillows. And then I walked in, and it was all decked out with the Christmas spirit. Yeah, anyway, I'm obsessed with you. I just want to make sure people understand that I
want to make sure people understand that literally the first time, and last, by the way, that I was ever at the Comedy Store, literally I felt like a celebrity because I was walking around with Allie Mack, Allie taking me through all these weird corridors and kitchen cabinets, and everyone's like, hey, Allie, what's up? Like, literally the mayor of the Comedy Store. It was like the most fun I've ever, and I was like, oh my God, please, I hope I get to meet Joey Coco Diaz. And you're like, we'll find Joey Coco Diaz.
We're going to find Joey.
We did it.
And then it was cool to see you. What is this picking up super loud on? Okay, cool.
I like the sound of it.
Oh yeah, and then it was cool because I got to see you go up at the Comedy Store, and I feel like I don't get to see you go up that often. And so it was cool to see you in that setting because you're like an East Side girl, you know?
It
and
was
like
the most fun I've ever had in my entire life, and then COVID happened.
it was so fun, and everyone loved you, and that's why I like seeing fun people like you perform at the Comedy Store because I don't know, everyone loves it so much, and I think that there's always room for like so many new different people than just like
The guys.
yeah, the boys.
I think there's like a stigma with alt comedians, or like especially alt comedians from the coasts, like LA and New York, people who are like, oh, like whatever, like I couldn't perform at a club, I'm like a weirdo. It's like, it's not true. It's actually more fun to perform sometimes. Because I'm from Chicago, so like
Yeah.
you have to perform at the Laugh Factory and stuff if you want stage time. And if you want to tour in the Midwest, it's all clubs.
And I
You know
think
what
the
I mean?
audience likes it because it's a change in
Yes.
pace. It's a palate cleanser for sure. And I think that it's only unfortunate for those people who have these ideas of what the club scene is like because them not going there results in the clubs not booking more people like them.
Right, totally.
So
And
it's
like, I guess the club could do more work on like finding out, like, you know, to diversify their lineups and stuff. But it's like, I make a point to like be challenging and intrusive and be like, march in there and be like, you know, in Chicago, I would literally email the booker every weekend and be like, I want to go up on a Saturday. And then, you know, go up in front of a, you know, bachelorette party from Indiana who hated me, obviously. But it's like fun. I don't know. This could be just me making up for like years of bombing, but I feel like you grow more when you're performing in front of people who are different from you.
100%.
And not just the same. Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's why when I first started, I would go to, I mean, I mostly when I first started did like East Side open mics, and then I started going to like club open mics, and then I felt like most people would either just stick to like one or the other, and I was like, I mean, I'd rather just do more and not close myself off from anything.
Right.
But then I got in my head, once I started doing more spots at the Comedy Store, I got in my head, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm never going to be respected on the East Side, and I'm going to be like too, you know, whatever. And then I remember getting booked on some like hip East Side show, and I was all in my head because I'm like, the people who I'm booked on the show with, I haven't seen them go up in a long time. And I'm like imagining what they're thinking about me on the show. They're like, oh, she opens for Rogan. Like, she doesn't, you know, whatever. I'm just like picturing the worst case scenario. And it ended up being so much fun. And I was so excited to see everyone. And it was like such a good show. And I was like, why did I get in my head about something so stupid? Like, comedy's comedy. Like, if it's funny, people are going to laugh.
Right. And it's like, we forget that like before there was like scenes or whatever, it's like there was only the Comedy Store. You know, Jim Carrey would get up there and do like an impression of like dog for 35 minutes. Like, who knows what, you know, he was doing comedy all started with freaky people. And like, yes, a lot of it has become, you know, more commercial or whatever, but it's like, also, I like doing clubs because you get paid. And like a lot of the alt stuff is like, okay, so you're not going to get paid. And we are doing this show in the back of like a mechanic's warehouse. And there's going to be a buzzing chainsaw the whole time. You know, it's like.
I literally did a comedy show behind an alley of a Big Lots.
Oh, wait. What show was that?
I don't know. It was one of those like hybrid open mic shows where it's like a booked open mic. It was a nightmare. I want to talk about how I first discovered you.
Was it Mecky?
No, but Mecky would tell me about, I think I kind of like inquired about you to Mecky, and Mecky was like.
Because Mecky says to me like, you gotta meet Allie Mack, dude.
And Mecky said to me, like, I feel like you and Sarah would hit it off, which is always nerve-wracking when someone says that, because you're like, but what if we don't?
I know.
And then there was like a lot of pressure and build up to the moment of meeting. And I actually think that I saw you a couple times in person, but was too nervous to say hi.
No.
I was like, oh my God, I need to make a good first impression. But
That's so funny.
I first saw, I think you were doing Brandon Wardell's show at the Satellite, or Brandon was in Chicago and was having you do shows with him. And I was like, who's this Sarah girl? So I was like, the graphic for the shows are really cool. And so I'm going to like look into this. And then I saw some video you did and I was just like, oh my God, like I feel like if we were in elementary school together, like I would have wanted to be your best friend, or we would have just been best friends or whatever. But there's something about you that I think I am like drawn to, because I feel like you are just so yourself, and I feel like there's part of me where I'm like, at my core there's Sarah in me, but I'm like repressing my inner Sarah.
You had hot pink hair. You're wearing that cool shirt with lipsticks all over it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, that might not have been when I met you.
I think that was just at the Comedy Store, yeah.
But I was like, this is because everyone was like, you got to meet Hallie, And then I meet you, you have bright pink hair. I'm like, yeah, I love her, whatever. And I'm going to say this might be a little presumptuous or wrong, but I also knew I liked you the minute I met you because we both love, dare I say it, comedy. Okay?
We do love comedy.
A lot of people that we know also who are comedians act like they're too cool for it. And we're there being like, we love this stuff. We love going to shows. We love doing shows. We're not acting like we're too cool to be there. We're literally excited.
What do you think people do? Like, what are the behaviors of people who act like they're too cool for it? Like, I want you to name names so I like know, like, so I can like picture, but obviously we can't for the pod.
I just feel like you can smell it off. I see you watching comedians when they're on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like so many people don't even watch their peers. And then it's like, okay, so do you like this or do you just want to be famous?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I definitely want to be famous.
Yeah, but it's cool. Doing something you like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't want to be famous because I made like one funny TikTok.
Well, are you on TikTok yet?
Of course. I'm obsessed with it. I don't try and be funny on TikTok, though. Like, I just know that that's not my platform to thrive. Right. So I just put the dumbest videos on there. Of course, hoping that maybe they'll go viral for some weird reason. But I never am like, this is going to be it.
I'm too scared. I spend too much time on my phone already, and it makes me feel bad. So I'm like, I can't. The fact that there's another thing makes me feel insane.
Yeah.
And it's also just like so many, it's just insane. It's insane. It's like every mentally ill person and cop is on that app.
Yeah, literally everyone's on there. Like there's an avenue for everyone. There's a space for everything and anyone on TikTok.
Well, then maybe I shouldn't be judgmental about it.
I mean, it's fine. No shame in judging TikTok.
TikTok is the first thing that's made me feel old and out of touch.
Oh my God, same. I'm like, am I supposed to be like doing dances and like knowing what certain things are? I don't know.
I guess. I literally get. I had to do some like Twitch show. Bragging. I had to do a Twitch show yesterday.
Whoa.
And they were like, you have to log on with this Discord thing to get on this Twitch. I literally felt like a 90-year-old corpse because I was like, could not figure out Discord, Twitch, any of it.
Yeah, I went on Discord for the first time recently, and I was like, how do I get to the chat? Where's the video?
Yes!
Who's here? How do I like restrict certain people or like mute? Like, it's overwhelming.
But you got a podcast. You have a YouTube podcast. You got the tech, you got the mic, you got the headphones.
Yeah. I don't do any of it, though. I just show up, and I let Anthony take care of the rest.
Oh, so those pink pillows and stuff that's usually behind you, that's not even yours.
None of this is mine. It's just my body. My body.
I literally was like, oh, that's Allie's house, I guess.
I know.
All her pillows.
My sister literally asked me the other day. She was like, "Oh, like, are you doing the podcast at your house?" And I'm like, "You've seen the podcast, you've seen the couch and the pillows, and you've been to my house many times. It's not my house. Did you think I had a secret room where I did the podcast in my house? No."
You take out a couch and pillows for the podcast.
Yeah. We have a separate couch for podcasting.
Well, like what I'm looking at is interesting because it's a couch, but I know I'm really harping on the pillows, but the pillows aren't even on the couch.
No, we put them up because the white wall, it's the angle of the camera, typically off Zoom. We've done it before with the pillows by my side, and it's just very overwhelming. So now they're just like weird display background pillows.
Am I the only person who won't come to the studio?
No. There was another person, 2 people who've done the Zoom.
Oh.
You're in good company with the Zoom guests.
Okay.
To be fair, though, the Zoom episodes don't get as viewed on YouTube, but, that's their own prerogative.
Because the thumbnail isn't us with pillows being like
making out on the couch. Best
friends. Yes.
How did you start opening for Eric Andre? Because someone asked me on the last episode, one of the questions I got was like, who's your dream person to open for? And I immediately thought of you opening for Eric, and I was like,
literally, because he was my dream person to open for. And then I'm living in Chicago, and he was doing have you been to the comedy club on State in Madison yet?
Never.
It's like you know this, but like every comedian's like, it's like the best club. Like they treat the performers so well, like whatever. And they actually do. It's great. They like get you really drunk. It's fun, whatever.
Yeah.
So my friend Toller Wolf, who's a Chicago comic, was opening for Eric that weekend. And I was like, Toller, you know that I really need this? And he was like, yeah, come with me, it'll be fun, because like we needed an opener and a feature or whatever.
Yeah.
So God bless Toller Wolf, who's also an amazing comedian, so funny, funniest person in the world. And he's also perfect for opening for Eric. So like I would host the show, he would feature or whatever. And both of our sets are just like, what if I had a jug of cum? And I was like, whatever. So it was just like a lot of like fluids humor. And Eric like was watching us open for him on those little like TVs in the green room. Yeah. And he thought that we were just like random like college kids from Milwaukee. So he was like from Madison. So he was like, why are they like so good at stand-up? So he was like really blown away by us because he was just like in the middle of Wisconsin, not paying attention. And all of a sudden there was like people who were good at comedy, opening for him. And so he was just like, I think because his expectations were lowered, he was like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys. And then we came in from Chicago, we're like grown-ups. And he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then Eric like took me and Toller under his wing after that. It's been a love ever since. And I literally couldn't be more thankful. I literally feel like he saved my life. I would be dead in a ditch without him. I would literally be dead in a ditch without him.
That's so cool.
How did you meet Joe Rogan?
Just at the Comedy Store.
Arguably the most famous person in the world, I would say.
I know, it's crazy. And now I'm on TikTok so much that now I'm starting to get videos coming on my For You page that are like hot girls who are like, when a guy asks me what podcast I listen to and asks if I listen to Joe Rogan, like, no, I'm hot and young. I don't listen to that. And I'm like, why is there Joe Rogan slander on my TikTok right now? But
it's targeted.
Arguably because he's one of the most famous comedians,
When he because I was volunteering for the Bernie campaign like every single day for like 4 months, and because I was unemployed. Like everyone was so mad when Bernie went on Joe Rogan.
I know.
I was like, you guys are fully insane. First of all, Joe Rogan's not canceled. Second of all, he's literally the most famous podcast in the world. And third of all, it's like, this is a working class people's movement, and that's who listens to Joe. whatever. I could pop off about Joe Rogan.
Oh my God, yes. We've popped off about this before.
Because I get pissed off.
Me too.
Yeah. You went on his podcast. Was that like, so, oh my God, you must have the men in your DMs. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I got a lot of men in the DMs. They worship me and I love them.
Absolutely.
They send me weird messages and, whatever keeps them going to my profile.
Absolutely.
But I remember I was hosting one of Joe's shows at the Improv, and Eric Andre did a set on Joe's show, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And that's what I love about Joe, is that you think you know the man, and then he has Eric Andre on his comedy show, and you're like, this is beautiful. He's like a comic just trying to help every comic.
He's so open-minded. That's his whole thing, I guess, is that he's like, I'm just here to hear anything.
And I feel like that's what's problematic, is that a lot of people they like open-mindedness to a certain extent.
Right.
When you're too open-minded, they're like, we actually don't want to hear from everyone. We only want to hear from the people who have the same views as us, and that's it.
I don't agree with like everything Joe Rogan thinks, and I obviously wish he wouldn't like Jordan Peterson and stuff like that. But it's like, literally, if anybody, I just think people getting pissed off about Joe Rogan is people like not like wanting to hear about people from the middle class and what they want to talk about. But I was gonna say I have a soft spot in my heart because I love Fear Factor.
Same. It's hard for me not to bring it up anytime I'm on the road with him. I was like, remember Fear Factor? That was me and my dad's favorite show.
He looks exactly like my dad, Joe Rogan.
No way.
Just like a little, because he's little, right? Like short.
He's short.
My dad is like a bald, like high tea, like buff shorty guy.
Whoa.
It's like, bro, dude, my dad loves Eric Andre. He goes, dude, went to Eric Andrews, taking you on the road again, bro.
Have your parents met Eric?
They're obsessed with him.
Oh my God,
they love him.
My mom is obsessed with Joe. My mom's obsessed with any comedian who helps me out in any way. My
parents like feel, I moved after I graduated high school. I moved away from home immediately. I moved to Chicago, and then I moved to California. And they're just like, like nervous. They don't know. I'll just be like, oh yeah, we're filming this thing with worms. They get nervous about whatever I'm doing over here. And I think they feel like Eric is taking care of me, which he has. Like, I would literally be living in a shoebox if I didn't have him helping me out. Yeah. Does it feel like a parent-teacher conference when your parents meet, like, bigger comics that you work with? My parents are really, like, cool. Oh, so that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, it makes me look less cool because they have like party energy and like whoa. So it's like I'm not as fun as like my dad is. I want to meet your parents. I think you would be addicted to my dad. I think you would fall in love with my dad. No way. I think you would try to have an affair with my dad. Oh my God. He'd be like, dude, Allie, great set tonight. Like, but I'm not into bro-y dudes. He's not. He's like a Long Island Jew dad who verges on like. He'll like when he meets you, he'll like take you by your neck and be like, "Nice, are you eating?" That kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. I love that. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, anytime my mom comes to like see me at the Comedy Store or something, we'll be walking around and she'll see, and my mom's also a comedy fan. Aww. So she'll be like, oh my God, that's Greg Fitzsimmons, like we have to talk to him. And she'll be like, how's my daughter doing? And it really feels like a parent-teacher conference where they're like, she's good, she's a little bit distracted sometimes, she can be a bit loud. bit distracted sometimes. Oh, they're like giving your mom like criticism.
Yeah.
Did she come to like everything?
She used to, and now we've gotten better about certain shows being able to come to.
That's good. That is good. Because my parents will be front row center wearing the shirt, wearing Helltrap Nightmare t-shirts.
Incredible.
And then I used to have this like really long bit that I just did this like really intense bit that was like a guided meditation with like full music, and it was like 20 minutes of like me like describing fucking my dad in a guided meditation.
Yes.
And like, so I had done a show like I did a show in Philly, and my parents drove out for it because it was this kind of like big show, and they just get excited. You know, I think parents also like when like they feel like your mom probably feels like she has something to do. It makes her feel cool, you know. I'll go to the comedy store. So my parents like drove out for this show in Philly, and I like did this show at the beginning. I did this joke at the beginning of the set where I was like talking about how my parents were there, and then I was kind of like roasting them a little bit. And it was this like raked seating, so I was like roasting my parents, and everyone could see exactly who my parents were. And I think my dad like said something stupid like, "Duh, you look like a fucking clown," or whatever. I don't know. Because I was like roasting them or something. And then like later in the set, I do the guided meditation where I'm like talking about fucking my dad, and everybody's like so uncomfortable and looking at my dad, and I can like see all the energy, like people like shifting in their seat and stuff, and my dad's just sitting there laughing. Because it's like, yeah, he knows it's not real. It's a joke.
Yeah. Does he say anything about it after? Because I have similar jokes about me and my dad and sexual tension, and my dad hates it. And
really?
He's like, don't. I remember I invited him to a show, and he was like, don't talk about me. And I was like, no promises, Larry.
See, I think my parents like the attention too much.
My mom's more so that way. She's like, talk about anything, any trauma from the past that I've caused, use it.
Oh, so they love it.
Yeah. My dad's a little bit more shy about it, though.
But does he likes coming to the shows, and he likes your comedy?
He doesn't really like doing much, but like...
Yeah.
He does. I mean, he does like it, but he's not the type of dude he'll be like, oh, it's too late. I don't want to go to Hollywood.
Right. No, my parents like to party. They want to be there. They want to be front row.
Yeah, my dad's a lazy fan.
Okay, that's fair. He's a dad. He's got stuff to do. He's being a dad.
Yeah. So your dad doesn't mind the jokes?
He loves it. I mean, my dad's like the funniest person on the planet. So he's like, he feels like he's like a part of he feels like he's a part of it. He's always like, dude, I want to retire. Let me be your manager, bro. And I'm like, okay.
That's amazing.
And he'll like, also, because like I'm from Long Island, so when I come back to New York and like do shows, like all of their friends like to come to shows too, because it's like, oh, we're at like the Bell House. This is cool. Like we're all gonna wear like our white capris and like get martinis before this.
Yeah.
And they're all like Long Island Jews, and they like all come to the shows and they all love it and they have a great time. But like, because like, you know, my comedy is like perverted and vulgar, they like think they can like say stuff to me now that's like, you know, like, yeah.
Yes, it's such a weird thing, and I experienced that when I first started, where like once my extended family saw my comedy, they would like kind of make comments where I'm like, I don't want to hear about that. Like that's a performance. That's like a different side of me. This is Passover. I don't want to hear about your sex life with my uncle.
Yes.
And do you have people who come up to you after shows and say weird things, or in your DMs? Because now people feel entitled to ask inappropriate questions or make inappropriate comments because of how explicit I can be on stage.
I feel like a lot of times, I mean, I know that I'm asking for it. Like I'm literally on stage showing like a video of like a penis made out of like a pool noodle covered in veins, like squirting cottage cheese. Like I understand the situation I put myself in. Like the craziest ones have been people like coming up to me crying and being like, I too was molested by my dad. And I'm like, that's not what I said, but okay.
Yeah. And then you become like an interim therapist for like 10 minutes. And it's I remember when I was with you at the Comedy Store, someone was having a very serious conversation with you after, and I was like, it's beautiful in a way because people obviously feel so strongly about what you're doing, and it's a fun way to lighten up like weird situations or weird comedy that makes it feel less uncomfortable or isolated. But at the same time, I am not a spokesperson or an intelligent enough person to really break that down. Yeah, where there's satire involved and not 100% truth.
Yeah, and it's like, I understand the position. You know, I know when I say, like, I want to have sex with my dad on stage, I understand the position I'm putting myself in. And so when people come up to me and, like you saw, like, say something really emotional to me after a show, it's like, you know, I put myself in this position. I'm here to help you get through this little moment. But, you know, people will do. I'm sure your DMs are like, you know, mine are just grotesque. Yeah. So I'm always doing like videos with like hamburger helper explosion out of a butthole diarrhea. And so
what is it like growing up as Sarah in Long Island and becoming, how do you have the idea where you want to start doing stand-up but in a non-traditional sense and being like, this is going to work. I'm going to do hamburger helper coming out of a butthole and people are going to love it and I'm confident that this will work and I'm just going to do it. Because I love it. I'm obsessed with it and I think that's why people love you, at least I do, because it's like I would be too scared to do something like that, and then I watch it and I'm like, I want to put hamburger helper out of a prop butthole.
Well, see, it's funny that you say that because I wish I was brave enough to just tell jokes and not feel like I constantly have to overwork and overcompensate with costumes, videos, like, you know what I mean? Like, actually the best thing someone ever told, do you know Dynasty Handbag? I think you would be obsessed with Dynasty Handbag. She's like a freak performance artist, and she, before pandemic, was doing this monthly show, Weirdo Night, at Zebulon, and it's just like a freak show. Yes. And she, like, the best advice she ever gave me was, she was like, you don't need to, like, work so hard. You don't need to, like, have stand-up jokes with a video in the background and other, like, because when I do, like, a full performance, it's like, it's just like a lot, you know, it's very, because I'm a maximalist, so I like to do a lot. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I hear you, but literally, I mean, I wish I felt more confident in just getting on stage and just saying good jokes, but I don't have enough confidence in my jokes.
But did you see yourself, like, did you see that this was what you would be doing when you first started? Like, did you always kind of have it in mind to, like, try new things and be kind of experimental and like unique?
I think you like you nailed the hammer on the head, or whatever the saying is, with like, it is very rooted in like coming from Long Island, hating it there, feeling like I didn't fit in, just like always trying to, you know, I was just like an attention whore freak, like I'm gonna wear a ballroom hoop skirt to school for attention, you know, I was always.
Did you do that?
Yes, I was being annoying. I was just being annoying my whole life. Did you
ever wear ties?
I wore a bow tie to graduation. Classic.
Incredible.
And the first time I ever did a stand-up open mic, I was 16 at the Hog Pit NYC. Some like horrible like barbecue place that also had a, I guess, open mic in the back, and it wasn't a bar, so I could do it. And I wish I could remember who the host was, but it was like a million years ago. But it was my first time doing stand-up, and I talked about being a virgin, and I wore a bow tie, and like the host was just like making fun of my bow tie, and then I like didn't try stand-up again for like until I was like 19 or whatever.
There's a lot of young people who listen to this podcast who want to start stand-up, and they're like nervous and afraid. And I also did my first open mic when I was, I think, like 17, and I was also very nervous, and I didn't do comedy. I did my first open mic, and I didn't do it again for like a year and a half later.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how did you build up the courage to do that first open mic at 16? And like, how did you come up with the material that you were going to do for that first open mic?
I was like, I don't even like think of that as my first open mic because I like was like a child.
Yeah.
And like, you just gotta do it. Like, I was just obsessed with comedy my whole life. I always wanted to be a comedian. I was addicted to Seinfeld. I was like Fran Fine from The Nanny was my idol.
I loved The Nanny so much.
Loved that. She's like, I feel like girls our age are like derive their confidence from her.
She was incredible.
She was a fucking fashion queen. She was gorgeous, perfect, and hilarious, and annoying. Like what made her funny is that she was like annoying, grating, and Jewish and loud.
Yes.
And so I was like, I could do that. And then when I moved to Chicago and after I graduated college, and I started doing stand-up for real. It's just like you have to constantly, for people listening or watching that want to do stand-up, you just have to constantly be putting yourself in situations that make you uncomfortable, and it's not going to go well, and you're going to be incredibly miserable and humiliated. And like, I mean, if you do stand-up, you have like a little bit of masochism in you because there's some part of the humiliation that you like because it's always unavoidable. Like, I started doing open mics in like in Chicago and like beer drinking bars, like the Cubs World Series is on the TV and like no one's watching the like Jewish girl that they hate, whatever. But it's like, you just have to do it, and it's going to really suck. But I wonder if stand-up now is going to be different after the pandemic. Like, I wonder if those same open mics are going to be like that. Because I don't know. I feel like those are so crucial. Yeah. Everyone, because I do like weird performance arty stuff, but I started doing stand-up in like, where everyone else does open mics too. It's not
always like the ideal setup for someone who's doing more of a performance-y act.
Well, Chicago is the best too. Maybe this is also helpful for people who want to start doing stand-up, because it's like, you don't have to live in LA, you don't have to live in New York. I was doing open mics, and then I was also going to like all these noise shows on the weekends, and then I started doing my like crazy stuff at these like DIY shows in like people's basements and stuff with like bands like Oozing Wound and like Blood Liquor and whatever. And that's like, you just have to find out. And though that was a community that I really wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
So just like go to the stuff, like people who are nervous to try stand up or whatever, go to the things that you want to go to be around the communities that you want to be around. If you want to be a comedian, but like your favorite thing to do is go to like a fucking, have a well-rounded life, do what you want to do. And like, if you need to create a community around what you want to do, that's good too. Like, I knew that I loved doing comedy, but I also loved seeing noise shows on the weekends and not always going to comedy shows. So then I just started a comedy noise show in my friend's basement called Hell Trap Nightmare, and then had booked all my friends to do, like, one of my friends performed with a bag of crickets, and then another friend taped, sausage all over his naked body and screamed, or, just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to, starting comedy now must feel so daunting, because there's TikTok and whatever, there's just too many things that seem not conducive to like experimenting and figuring your stuff out.
Yeah, I went to a non-COVID friendly punk show in the LA River. And it was like 30 minutes of like punk music and then 30 minutes of rave music, and they would go back and forth, and it was amazing. And I was like, I want to do like renegade comedy shows. But the hard thing is like, I was like, traditional comedy, no one wants to walk 30 minutes down the LA River to find this random location in like a pit to watch comedy, like it does have to be something that's, I don't know, I'm still brewing on this idea for.
I think if you do it, people would just come, and then
You think
would.
so?
Yeah, like we started our show. We were like, okay, so it's a sketch comedy stand-up show, and also there's gonna be harsh noise music, and also you might get covered in chorizo because my friend Sugarm is rolling all over the floor, covering himself in paste. And it's people, I don't know, people will like follow you wherever you do, you know, like there has to be a community in COVID for
sure.
comedy, weird stuff.
Definitely.
There's nothing anymore. It sucks.
But now I want to get back to adolescent Sarah.
Okay.
I want to know more about like teen life for you. Like, were you on Tumblr? Were you on Myspace? I feel like you probably had a really sick Myspace profile.
No, I didn't. I
with
knew
cool
about
backgrounds and layouts.
I didn't really. Well, kind of. I just didn't. I was just so alienated and angsty and felt like I didn't. You know, I was figuring stuff out. I wasn't fully realized.
For sure, me neither.
But it's funny because my first MySpace, this is the first time I'm ever saying this out loud. I think you'll appreciate it. My first MySpace, my name was Sarah Fabulous.
Incredible. Incredible.
Because I think I had at an early age understood that the internet wasn't real and that I was going to have a persona. I didn't know quite yet that I was going to have a performance persona, but I was like going, you know, because whatever. I had a bifurcated personality. I was Sarah Fabulous online, and my profile picture is me wearing a boa. And then, do you think that's funny, Ben? I'm asking my studio mate.
Extremely funny.
That my name was Sarah Fabulous on MySpace.
So
and then.
good.
In high school, like I was a comedy nurse. I was addicted to comedy.
And what were you watching? Like, what did you love?
Well, in high school, I was like addicted to improv, and we had an improv team in high school that would practice in the basement of the library. I mean, it's so dorky.
Was it comedy sports? Or was it just like a rogue improv team? Because we had comedy sports at our high school, but it was like...
really?
Yeah, and it was like the least funny... It was like Mormons and Christians, and they were doing like PG, like safe comedy.
Oh, no. Oh, they like set up shop at your high school to like make money or something?
No, it was like an elective. It was like comedy sports, and so they would have like monthly shows, but it was never something that I wanted to be a part of because I'm like, none of these fools are funny. Like, I'm making my history teacher laugh. Like, that's what I want to do.
I'm making adults laugh, bitch.
Have you ever tried to reconnect with any of your high school teachers? Like, were you close with your high school teachers?
Yeah, because I was like annoying and precocious, and I was like, I'm smarter than all the kids.
Same. Yeah. I feel like we were similar in school.
I was in love with my English teacher, Mr. Graham. We wear Snoopy ties and smoke a pipe in his car.
No.
Yeah. We would see it. We would like sneak out and see him smoking a literal corncob pipe in his car, and we'd be like, "Wow, that's so cool."
Have you reconnected with him?
Actually, my friend, because we had such a crush on him in high school that like my best friend like emailed him after a breakup after college and like wanted to get drinks with him, and was like, "Oh, this is not the same."
Yeah. I just tried. So when I was in school, I definitely like became friends with the teachers that I thought were cool, and because I felt like I could connect more with the teachers and the students, and I was so different than everyone, and no one got me. And so there was one teacher whose name is Eddie.
Shouts out.
Oh, and he was so hot, and like love him. And then there was another teacher who I ended up babysitting for who I thought was super hot.
So cool.
Him and his wife recently are divorced, so we'll see. And I just tried to reconnect with them on Facebook.
Facebook, Allie, you're
I never use Facebook, but for the teachers, I'm on it. And they read the messages and have not responded. It hurts so bad.
That like took the wind out of me.
It hurts.
Allie, I'm so sorry. That's devastating.
I was like, I thought we had something special. Was economics nothing to you?
I have teachers who will come to shows sometimes in New York who got divorced and then we're going to punk shows on the weekend and stuff like that.
So cool.
I mean, that was I'm okay. I know I'm not famous, but I'm okay, I'm famous right now. I literally felt it. When my high school theater teacher came to one of my shows, I was weeping.
Yeah.
Wait, can I pee really quick? I swear it'll take 1 second.
Yeah, go pee. Take your time.
Look how much water I drink.
Okay. I'm proud.
Okay, Anthony, pause.
Recording a podcast.
I know, but you're doing a really good job.
She's back.
I was holding it in so good.
I have not been drinking enough water, so I pee once a day.
I wasn't, and I was really depressed and exhausted for weeks, and I'm whatever. So now I've just been going insane. I'm oh, I haven't been drinking water, so I've been drinking 4 of these a day.
Crazy.
I know. And I'm so stupid. Of course, one person tells me one thing, and I believe it for the rest of my life. But I got one of those so it was you have to try these things that you put in water that actually make 1 glass of water 12 times more hydrating.
Wait, is it chlorophyll?
It's what is it? IV? Is it
Liquid IV?
Liquid IV.
Anthony's doing liquid IV.
Anthony doesn't work?
Anthony said the first time he did it, he felt like it worked, and then the rest of the times he felt like it was more of a placebo effect. But also, it's drinking Powerade. It's not like you're getting more water. It's probably just electrolytes.
Right. And I convinced myself when I drank it, I was okay, I feel a buzzing in my brain.
I really want to get Alpha Brain.
What is that?
I don't know. It's it's some Joe Rogan stuff. It's it's supposed to make you all wired in and alert.
Does he give you free stuff?
I asked him for it once, and he was for sure, I'm definitely going to give it to you. And then it was one of those things where next time I saw him, he didn't have it, and I didn't want to be can I please have some Alpha Brain, sir?
Wait, is that the Gorilla Mind? Is he Gorilla Mindset?
I don't know. What does that mean?
Anthony's laughing his ass off.
He's lolzing. What does that mean?
Who's Gorilla Mindset?
I mean, he has the gorilla logo for his pod.
I think Gorilla Mindset is is that a Mike Sternovich thing? It's just how to become so powerful or something. It's Gorilla Mindset's how guys become alpha powerful. I don't know.
Oh boy. This
is me having a cursory relationship with the internet.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Borat? The first one, was that a movie that you loved? Okay, cool.
I loved it. I think I didn't really appreciate it because how old were we when it came out?
Pretty young. I remember, I think 5th grade or 6th grade. So 2005 or 6.
I was too young to understand the genius of it back then, and then later on, when I found out about Jackass and by the time Bruno came out, I was obsessed. I
hated Bruno. I thought it was awful. I was this is just stupid, vulgar for no reason.
Oh, Ben's apologizing for my bagel maybe not being made right. Ben, it's a delicious bagel.
Oh my God, Ben and Anthony have the same laugh.
Oh my God, Ben and Anthony have the same laugh.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay. And they're both off screen.
They're both off screen. We're gonna have to do an intro post pod.
Absolutely. I feel like I peed also while you were asking me a question too.
Whatever. Who cares? Okay, this podcast is just for
did
us.
You like the new Borat?
I did. I mean,
me too.
It's not something that I'm quoting the way that the first one was, but I thought it was good.
People didn't like it, and I was literally why?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's not to like? They're being hilarious.
I think the bummer is that you could tell that a lot of stuff was more scripted than the first one, but I think it's hard to get away with what he did with the first one in today's society.
He's also like literally the most recognizable caricature like 21st century.
I used to do impressions of him all the time, like Borat impressions after the first movie came out, where I maybe even made better my family's holiday trip to Hawaii.
Yeah,
because the whole time I was just being like, wow, like anytime we would do an activity like Road to Hana, I was like, there's a nice waterfall. And
funny.
When you're like a 10-year-old girl doing Borat impressions, there's nothing better. But now that I'm an adult trying to do them at holiday gatherings, it doesn't have the same effect.
It's very random girl.
Extremely quirky random girl.
In college, my friend Wyatt said "Wawa wee wah," and I was like, "Oh, where'd you get that? That's like my thing." And he was like, "Dude, it's Borat."
You're like, it was my thing.
I literally in my head just was like, "Yeah, I say Wawa wee wah." Completely forgot that one. That happened with another thing too. I can't remember.
Do you do impressions? Because someone asked her to do her world famous impressions, and I'm not recalling that you're an impressions person.
I do a really good Cartman impression.
Can you do it, or is that awkward?
Hey, respect my third tab. That must be the world famous. I'm surprised you got questions.
That just brought back a really awful memory. I remember I had a crush. Oh no.
Allie.
I had a crush on a guy who loved South Park. And so anytime I have a crush on a guy, I just adopt his favorite interest as my own. And so I would be like, "Ma'am, cheesy poofs, ma'am." And I never watched South Park, but I knew that was like a thing. Oh, that was traumatic.
Target. You went to Target and looked at all the South Park t-shirts and memorized what they said.
Yeah. And I bought them all for him, being like, "I think someone left these for you. I definitely didn't buy them."
I think someone killed Kenny.
Did you ever do any Nanny impressions? I would always go, "Oh, Mr. Sheffield."
And they would just do the laugh.
Wait, what?
Whatever.
The most half-ass attempt.
My world famous impression. Hey.
Someone asked, what's the grossest thing you've ever seen?
Oh, well, in college, I was like, yeah, I'm hardcore. And I just did
Two Girls, One Cup.
No,
live action.
I did worse. I was like, I think it was when all those like ISIS beheading videos were coming out.
Oh my God.
And I watched those, and then I was like, yeah, I'm actually like really hard. And I like watched like 3 Guys, One Hammer or something. It was just like some like Polish dudes like brutally murdering someone with a hammer, and then immediately was like, why did I probably did it to impress someone when I was high on weed.
High on marijuana.
But the grossest thing I ever did was, because I make a lot of gross videos with like brains or worms or whatever, but the grossest thing I ever did was, for some reason, we made a video where I was like eating a slice of pizza, and then we had the pepperonis were nipples, and then they were, of course,
naturally,
and we rigged up the nipple to like eject milk. And for some reason, so I was eating this piece of pizza that was like covered in milk, and it made me vomit. It was so gross.
Yeah, someone also asked they asked who makes your props and costumes, but I believe you do.
Okay, I'll unplug the computer. I'll give you the tour. A really messy studio. Messy.
Do we get a Ben reveal, or is he staying hidden?
Ben, can I do a Ben reveal?
Yeah, it's fine.
Ben!
Oh my God. Hi, Ben.
Ben's a snack. He said, I can't hear you, but you look beautiful.
Oh my God. Thanks, Bagel Ben.
So we just moved into the studio, so not everything's organized.
Wow.
But those are like all the props, and then I have multiple asses.
Of course. Yeah.
I made
Where do
one of these
Where do you get your ass?
I made this. Well, I got the ass from. Oh, I actually think it was a Halloween store in Long Beach, actually.
Oh my God, incredible.
And then I made the hole out of Oh, I sculpted it with hot glue and yarn.
It looks great.
Thank you so much. And then I want to show you my new butthole I made. I made a plaster butthole on the wall. I sculpted it into the wall. And it's sturdy plaster and it has the straw in it so you can blow into it any time and shit comes out. It's like a fountain.
That's incredible. I can't wait to see like what your first home looks like that you own.
You know, it's funny. My boyfriend and I have been together for like 7 years.
Okay, brag.
I know, brag. And like our home is like nice and sweet.
I love that.
I guess there's some crazy stuff on the wall.
Is the studio connected in any way to your house, or did you guys get a separate studio space for arts and crafts and goofs and gabs?
Because in Corona, like, I was on Zoom all day screaming, doing stuff like this. And then my boyfriend works from home, so he was on a Zoom all day. And I was just driving him insane. And also just like, building this weird stuff in our one bedroom in East Hollywood just sucked.
Yeah.
So my friend Ben hooked it up, found this freaking sick ass 2-car garage, decked it out.
I love that you guys got a studio so you wouldn't be annoying your studio mate, yet he's still at the studio with you.
No, Ben isn't boyfriend. This is
so
me and my friend Ben, who both have significant others,
found
a place so we don't annoy our significant others.
Oh my God, you guys can just annoy each other.
Yeah, exactly. So I texted him today, like, I'm gonna do a podcast, and then he's being in the background being hilarious right now.
That's adorable. Okay, I love that. Okay, and then I'm gonna get a couple more questions.
I can't believe you actually got questions. I was surprised.
Someone said, "Are you still homies with Bernie?"
Yeah, I'm homies with Bernie. What do you mean? I mean, I was devastated when he dropped out.
And then they said, which emojis does he use?
I don't know the guy. It's also funny. People are like, I didn't even work for the campaign. I was literally a volunteer. Like, I was just canvassing, knocking on doors every weekend.
Did you ever get anyone like hating on it, or were people super supportive? Because I'm the type of person where if I were to post something political in any way, there would be a lot of pushback, which is difficult because I would like to say things, but then it can be very divisive in this time.
I think because I've always had very annoying, loud political comedy, kind of, there's not really anyone on board who...
People already know what they're getting into.
Yeah, like, when I was on tour with Eric, what was fun was I did, like, Bernie jokes in every city, and it was fun seeing, like, where it would work and where it didn't. And it was, like, all the places where rich people live didn't, like, literally New York and California, everyone was like, we don't care about Bernie. And then, like, literally, like, North Carolina, everyone was, like, obsessed with, they're like, woo! But I think, like, no one was going to follow me on Twitter after that if they didn't like Bernie, I feel like.
Yeah. What else? Anything? I have nothing else to say.
You have nothing else to say?
I have nothing else. I feel like I've said all I wanted to. I mean, honestly, I could have ended it after the first 5 minutes of telling you that I'm obsessed with you. Everything else after that has just been a treat.
Oh, Allie, man. Allie. I was so excited. I literally, when I texted you, oh my God, my hot cousins are obsessed with you, I wasn't even fishing. I just wanted to tell you.
But it worked out because I had asked you before to be on the pod, and the timing, whatever, it slipped away. Then that text just reminded me I got to get Sarah on the pod.
And it was funny because you asked me, and then the pandemic happened. We were too depressed to do anything.
Yeah. And you caught me babysitting when I ran into you at the park.
I saw that baby again. Dad's pretty hot, I'll say that.
Dad's good looking dad.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
Cute
Unless the
hot
baby
or
was
that.
being kidnapped and the kidnapper was hot.
Then we have to get you back in there.
How are you planning on doing more live streams coming up?
No, so tired. I literally don't do anything anymore. I'm done. That's it.
No.
Keep me in your goddamn prayers or something like that.
I want to I feel like it'd be so fun to do shows with you.
Literally, because I was like, just because my diabetic boyfriend, I'm like, I'm not performing. And then when you asked me, I was like, I really want to do this. But you should have another show and then I'll zoom in.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no. When Corona's over, we'll go on a tour.
I would love that.
That would be I want to go to the South. I've never
Me
been to
too.
Texas.
Okay, I have been to Texas, but I want to go to like Alabama and I want to go to Kansas and I want to go to like Arkansas.
Yep. I want to do a show in New Mexico. I want to do a show. I'm literally so depressed thinking about that.
What are you going to do for Thanksgiving and like the holidays? Nothing?
Are you doing anything? Oh, your family's here.
Yeah, but we're going to San Francisco.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like partying.
I'm not partying, but I am flying to San Francisco.
Are the planes scary or no?
No, but I'm not really. I mean, I know
you
it's
probably
bad.
had corona.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but when I got antibody tested, I haven't had the bodies.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I
But
wish
yeah.
I was you. I'm doing nothing.
Maybe
Whatever.
you can zoom into my Thanksgiving.
Hey fam. I think me and like maybe a couple other friends will just like make food and then I'll probably get drunk, which I haven't done in like 10 months.
That'll be so fun.
Yeah, I'll have diarrhea for 3 days after that and I'll never drink again for the rest of the year.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have cats? I asked you about this before. No, you don't have
No,
cats.
I'm allergic.
Yeah,
I'm like any question you have will be answered by whether I'm too Jewish or not.
Yeah, I have these feral cats outside my house, which is why I was late to the Zoom because I was feeding them, which I'm not supposed to do if I want them to go away.
They're gonna go insane on you.
I know, but I kind of like the attention, even though it's just from cats. I'm like, oh my God, they're obsessed with me.
Why don't you get a cat?
Well, one of the kittens is so cute, and so I think I'm gonna have this like rescue team come get them and make sure they're all like safe and not gonna get pregnant on me. And then I'm just gonna keep one of the kittens.
You have to. You're obsessed with them.
I know. I'm like looking forward to going home so I can see them.
Aw, I want to get a dog in COVID.
You should.
I don't know how to.
You should get a bunny. You should get a bunny.
Ooh, freaky!
Oh
They're
my
little
God.
freaks.
No, they're so cute, and you can potty train them so they don't poop all over.
No, they're little freaks.
Oh my God, you're a little freak.
Nasty. I know.
You're a
that's why I
little
want
nasty freak.
I want a little dog this big. Name it Skunk.
Okay. I like possums. Do you like possums?
When I've seen possums on the internet, I go, oh, look at these cute little freaks with these little hands. And then I'm sitting in my friend's backyard in Highland Park next to a fence, and I hear this shaking sound. A possum the size of my whole abdomen, basically, crawling on top of the fence, and I see its hands holding onto the fence with these human hands. It was disgusting. And you know what I really don't like?
Their tails?
Fleshy tit. It's grotesque to see just a sheer muscular tube.
Yeah, it's very thick at the top, and then just so yeah, it's awful, and I love it.
We gotta get you a little animal.
I want a little animal.
Freaky animal.
Do you have anything to plug or promote or that you want to say?
This is what I have to say. Can everyone just watch my videos online because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this internet thing. I used to be able to go do a show, everybody's sitting there, ha ha ha, laughing. I have fun, and we all have fun. Now I'm relegated to the internet. I make a little video, I put it online. It gets smashed in the dirt, put into the trash. I'm sick of this.
People need to watch your videos right now.
I agree. You can find my videos online. I uploaded a video to YouTube. Guess how many people watched it?
280. I hope it's more than that.
Oh, that's kind. Let's look.
Wait.
YouTube.
Why are people sleeping on your videos?
People are sleeping on Sarah in general.
I'm sharing all of your videos.
God bless. Somebody's got to. Oh, I just found something that's weird. That's not my. Oh, where am I? Okay, Sarah Squirm, your channel. 3 days ago, 160 views.
I'm sharing it to my Instagram
humiliating.
story.
Allie, it's humiliating. I'm humiliated. I'm like,
We can't have that.
No, I made these little pimples out of.
Oh, I saw that. But you posted it on Instagram, so people don't know it's on YouTube and to watch it there.
I'm exhausted. I'm like, you're telling me I took little bubble wrap, injected the bubble wrap with tiny syringes full of Vaseline.
Is that how you did it?
Yes. I made pus out of Vaseline mixed with paint. Apply them all to my face, hours of work, and like nobody sees it, and then someone will like do a TikTok of like dancing or whatever, and it's a billion views.
Take that, Charlie D'Amelio. She would never post a acne sketch.
Yeah, take that. Probably a child who's 16. Wait.
Yes. Okay, I love you. Thank you for doing this podcast.
Love you. Thanks for having me.
God bless.
God bless.